Hi everyone. Today I'm going to be talking to you about soulmates and twin flames. Now, I did a lot of Q&A videos in the past, and I've gotten so many questions that I probably can write a whole book about soulmates and twin flames, which I probably will do in the future. But today what I'm going to be doing is going over a few things, because it seems like a lot of people are confused and they have the concept of the way soulmates and twin flames are, that they don't really get it, they don't really understand it. So I wrote down a list of questions. I have 12 of them today, and we're going to start with question number 1. Okay, what is the difference between a soulmate and a twin flame? Okay, now with soulmates and twin flames, they are not exactly alike, but they kind of are. Now, we have many soulmates, we have more than one, and the thing is that you can't go looking for a specific type. Now, I did say this in my previous videos, that what you have to do is you have to really look for that person that calls out to you. And finding a twin flame is great. I mean, a lot of people find it's a curse or it's a blessing, but whatever it is, it's more of like what you're destined to be with. Your destiny has to make you happy in your life, and you have to follow it. Now with a soulmate, sometimes we're sent different types of soulmates, not to really to find that person to be the one, but more like to help us get where we need to go. And sometimes it is a life partnership or a life relationship, and it can just be just as beautiful as a twin flame connection. This is why the differences are different, but though they are in the same group, there's many different types of soulmates, and we do have a limited number, so it's not like everybody you meet is, oh, this is my soulmate, oh, this person is the one. What you have to remember is you have to find what the person that calls out to you, like I said before in my other videos. Now let's go to the second question. Which type of soulmate is better? Twin flame, compatible, or karmic? Well, the thing is that they're all equal actually, and I have to say that not one is better than the other. I mean, a lot of people might disagree with me on that one, and that's okay. Sometimes you meet the one and it's actually a compatible soulmate, or it's a karmic connection, or it's somebody from a past life. There's different types, or it could be the twin flame. It's just that the twin flame is the type that is the other half of you, and it's a soul connection that you feel differently, and I'll go into that later. Okay, so let's go into the third question. How do I find my soulmate? Okay, now this is something that you really, really don't want to do. You don't want to go looking for a specific type of soulmate, and you really don't want to go looking for any type of soulmate. I mean, yes, it's ideal that we want to get our soulmate close to us. We call out to our soulmate, but really and truly, if you're going out and searching for a soulmate and dating, going on dating sites, trying to meet that person, trying to really find that connection with someone, that is wonderful, but it's not always going to happen. It'll happen actually when you least expect it. The one that you thought you weren't attracted to, the one that you thought, you know what, I'm not ready for a relationship with this person, could be the actual one. You have to really pay attention to what your feelings, your emotions, your spirit calls out to. So it's best not to look for a soulmate. Look for the one that you find like, oh, wow, I have an attraction for this person. Oh, this person really has some sparkling eyes. Or this person just has a magnetic personality. It has nothing to do with physical appearance. Okay, now let's go to the fourth question. How do I know when I met my soulmate or twin flame? Okay, well, you know what? Actually, it's the same thing. I mean, when you get this really heart fluttering feeling deep inside your chakra, your heart chakra, it's like it just opens up. Now, when you meet your soulmate, this person is meant for me. This person is calling out to me. And you know what? It happens with a twin flame as well. Other times you may feel like some type of magnetic pull, something that's drawing you towards this person, and you need to find out what this could be so that you can understand it and go with it. But then other times you'll just be completely confused and am I supposed to be with this person, or is this wrong? A lot of times there's different relationships that they're in or you're in, and it's not the right timing when twin flames meet. It's actually the wrong timing that when they meet. It's like when they least expected it, that they met their twin flame. With a soulmate, the same thing can happen as well. So it's very similar on how you meet a twin flame and a soulmate. So basically there's really no telling. Okay, so let's go to the next question, and this is the 5th. What purpose does my twin flame have in my life? Okay, now with the purpose that you have with your twin flame, nobody can really accurately see what that purpose is, only for the fact because we go through a series of life lessons. And when we go through these life lessons, it's like you are going through like a certain road in your life, and there's different paths to take, and there's different obstacles that you're going to face, and so is he or she. So you both have to take them in order to find like a happy balance, a happy medium. Sometimes it can feel as if you're going around in circles, the runner and the chaser, and they just go through so much negativity that they think that they're never going to get together. Okay, and yeah, sometimes it can take a while, and sometimes it can take years, and sometimes it just feels like it's never going to happen, and then it does. So this is why it's never good to say, oh, it's never going to happen, with the purpose of meeting my twin flame. Why did I meet my twin flame? But you have to just trust what is inside your spirit. This is where the faith comes in, the love comes in. You have to really focus on that. Otherwise, you're always going to be in limbo. It's like you're always at a standstill. And you know what? It doesn't go away. It's not like it just fades. The energy with your twin just does not fade. It's an ongoing situation. And to say what purpose it is, I really can't tell you that, because it's like, you're in school, and I'm just giving you the lesson, and you're the one that has to get that lesson. Okay, but I'm not like giving you the lesson, but you got it, what I'm saying. It's like you have to pass the test in order to get to where your true destiny is. Okay, so let's go to this next question, number 6. How do we really know that soulmates exist? Well, you know what? We don't physically feel it, but we do, kinda. It's like soulmates are spiritual, and it's like a spiritual connection. It's just like the soul. The soul is invisible, but the soul is in this physical body. And you know what? I'm not the person to tell you, yeah, you're physically a soulmate. You just know it as well. You feel that connection. You feel that vibrational level. It's like you go into another world when you're with your soulmate or twin flame, and you know that person is meant for you. It's not like somebody can just, you can just type something and go on Match or any other dating site and say, you know what, this person is my soulmate because we blend in on everything. You know what? It's actually the opposite, because you're not going to actually have that compatibility, where actually they're a total opposite, the soulmates, but they're actually the same, if you understand what I mean. It's like they have different, different kind of balances together that they have to face and find themselves together. So that's something you have to follow in your heart. Like I said, we have more than one, but whatever challenge you're faced on right now with your soulmate, or trying to find a soulmate, or just trying to find somebody to be compatible with you in your life, you really have to love yourself. And like I always said, if you don't love yourself, you're never going to draw that love in your life, so that you can attract your soulmate, that person that is meant for you in your life. Okay, so let's go on to the next question. This is number 7. How do I know for sure this person is my twin flame? Okay, like I said before, it is very similar. The twin flame connection, you won't have the same feeling. You could have the love feeling for different types of soulmates in your life, but then you move on, and then you move on. And then when you meet the twin flame, okay, this is the thing. When you meet the twin flame, your life can be a certain way, and you have, the family and the kids and everything else, or you're single, and, you have the career, and, everything seems to be perfect. Once you meet that twin flame, that connection, it's like everything just goes, whew, 360, and it's like I'm in another realm or something. I'm in another world. And you know what? it's like everything just all of a sudden changes. And when it does change, it's like scary. And then you feel, shocked. Like, I thought my life was, pretty much, even, or I thought I was on the right path. This is why, twin flames sometimes come into a lifetime and sometimes they don't. So this is why I always say, don't go looking for your twin flame, but when you do, you will know. Usually it's later on that you get together, but though they can find themselves early on. So this is why, like, that big gap, you could have been with somebody that can make you just as happy, but you need to find, the person that you're drawn to, and your destiny is calling out to you. Like, everything is pre-planned, but you can't like go around looking for what you feel in your mind is telling you, I need this type of person in my life. I need my twin flame, or I need my soulmate, or I need somebody that follows in that criteria, because it's not going to happen. Okay, so let's go to the next question. Number 8. How do I know it's not a false twin flame and really a karmic connection? Okay, now the thing is that when we meet a twin flame, okay, we, automatically we're drawn to that person, and our life changes, like I said in the previous question. But also, sometimes, very rarely though, this is not something I like to talk about, because then I get a lot of, people asking me questions and wanting readings on, is this person my false twin? Is this person my false twin? It's not something you go look for. It's very, very rare. The thing is that a soulmate can sometimes mimic a twin flame. Okay, like I said before. When you do meet the actual twin flame, there's a lot of negativity. You feel different. Yeah, you feel very different. And you can be with that person for a while, or you can separate, and then all of a sudden meet the actual twin. Okay, this is rare. Like I said, this is rare. And then, you know what? The same feeling you've gotten before, and stronger. And that person that you thought originally was your twin flame, you don't feel anything. It's like, that was a bad memory, or that was something, I don't know what I did to myself. What happened there? That's where you will say it's the false twin, which usually happens later on in life. It doesn't happen at the beginning, while you're dating. And I've never seen that happen. It's like I said, it's very rare. So I would strongly advise not going and looking for your any kind of soul. Now let's go to the next question, and this one is from me, number 9. And how can you tell the difference, and were you ever wrong? Okay, now I explained the differences in the other questions, and you know what? You have to follow what's in your heart. You have to follow what your soul is telling you, because this is a soul contract that you have with somebody, and you have to really like allow yourself to kind of like to connect, and that's where you're going with this. And people are never 100%. Nobody is 100% when it comes to psychic, spirituality, with everything that happens in our world. I mean, we can only get so much of it with our gifts, and spiritually, you can feel this. So like I said, we're only human, and I'm only human, and nobody is 100%. So the fact is that you have to really follow what you feel in your heart. Your gut, your soul center. You're the one that is the judge of all of this. I can only be like a spiritual coach, spiritual guide for you, and helping you to get through it. But it's up to you to make that decision, and your choices, and you have control over your life. Nobody is going to make that decision for you. Okay, you have to follow what plan the destiny has in store for you. Now let's go to the next question, number 10. How do I let my twin flame know we are twin flames, or awaken my twin flame? Okay, now this is the thing. You can't really go and tell your twin flame, hey, we're twin flames. We have a connection. I mean, if they're not awakened, they're not going to understand. They are basically going to be like, okay, cool, or or say, what are you saying? I don't understand that. This is not something you can do. You just can't. Me being the runner, as I said in my previous videos, I talked about it with my husband, and I explained to you all. As educated as I was, I've been doing this for a long time. I really, had a, I knew I was I had a soul connection with my husband, but I didn't know for sure that it was a twin flame until I got the awakening, you know. And if you watch my previous video, you'll understand more. It's explained completely in that video. But you really can't go and tell that person. So I understand this. So you really have to do it in a gentle way, where it's not really like telling them, but letting them find out for themselves. Now we're going to go to the next question. Number 11. How can I speed up the process with the reunion? Okay, now there's not a lot you can do to speed this process up, unfortunately. I wish there was. The one thing I will say is that you really need to love yourself. That's one way to help this divine union. Loving yourself promotes the love that you have in your heart, and actually, like, it spreads like wildflower. It's kind of like when you have love for yourself, you have love for everybody, for everyone, and it's kind of like, you know, contagious. And you know, it's kind of like the energy just goes through to like everyone around you, especially your soulmate. So when you have that love, it's divine. And you know, speeding it up, I won't say speeding it up, but helping the process. Also, spirituality. Spirituality helps us to connect with the divine and helps us get into like another realm. So we need to rebalance, we need to reflect, we need to connect, and that can only be done with meditation. So if you're meditating, I highly recommend that you meditate on a daily basis if you can, with love and with light, just promoting that type of energy to come right through your body and help that process for you to connect with your soulmate. I mean, it's like a telepathic energy that you send off, that you can feel. You could even communicate, sometimes through dreams. I mean, there's so many different ways that you can help the process, but I won't say speed the process up. And I wish there was one. And if there is one, a separate video where I'm going to just like explain the whole process. Okay, so let's go to the next question. 12. Is it rare to meet your twin flame? Okay, well, you know what? Yes and no. You know, there's a lot of theories on what twin flames are supposed to be, and I know that many of you have been reading and, you know, been asking me questions about them, but I'm going to tell you what I feel and what I know, you know, from the research that I've done in the past and worked with twin flames and being one myself. Twin flames, we all have one. And you know what? It's not something that I will say, you're never going to meet your twin flame. You may meet your twin flame or you may not. And it's a 50-50 ratio that they meet. When they do meet, they know that that's like, you know, that's their twin flame. But sometimes they don't meet, and that's fine. That's okay. You know, I've worked with a lot of people that had just like soulmate type of issues versus the twin flame issues. And now with the soulmate, you know, everybody is different, like I said, but they go through almost the same thing. So that's why, you know, you have to remember, meeting your twin flame isn't rare, but sometimes it skips over to the next lifetime, and sometimes it can be years later. Sometimes I see twin flames when they meet, you know, in their like older years, or there's a big age difference, and then that's when I'm going to say that they can't be together, you know, when it's impossible because there's 40 or 50 years difference. You know, like soulmates, twin flames, karmic connections, past life connections. You really have to just look at it as, you know what, I found this person that I'm really drawn to, and I really have to go with it. And you know what? You may be led, like I said before, you may be led to the one that you are meant to be with. But you'll never know if you don't explore it, you know? So I hope you enjoyed my video, and I hope it was helpful for you. Now, I do have many more videos. You can follow me on YouTube. You can subscribe. Also, if you want to check out my my websites, soulconnections.net and also lovereader.net, I will put the links on the bottom, and also the links to the other videos, and you're more than welcome to check that out. So one more thing I want to just show to you, just Kisses. Okay. This is Kisses, and as many of you know, Kisses is doing really well. She has a doctor appointment next week, and hopefully we're keeping our fingers crossed. She's doing really well. She's eating. She's acting almost back to her normal self. But Kisses wants to say hi, and see you next time. God bless.